Member of Parliament, Mr. Hudson Mabeta, was just about to ask a follow-up question to the Minister, and so we do expect Mr. Mabeta to ask his question to the Minister.
Still to come, we do expect a question for oral answer understanding order 80. We have 4 questions. Mr. Philemon Twasa, Kasenengwa, Member of Parliament, to ask the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development when the construction of the office infrastructure for Kasenengwa Town Council will commence. B, what the estimated cost of the project is, and what the estimated time frame for the completion of the project is.
And we also expect Mr. Joseph Munsanje Mbawala, Member of Parliament, to ask question 155 to the Minister of Agriculture. He wants to know what criteria was used to pay farmers whose crops were insured under the Sustainable Agriculture Financing Facility. In B, why farmers in the following wards in Mbawala Parliamentary constituency were left out on the payment of insurance cover for the 2023-2024 farming season. Manguza, Simauvi, Kavanze, Mayogo. Just now we take it to the floor of the House.
Madam Speaker.
Good morning once again. Bells are ringing, which signifies that a quorum has not yet been constituted. It is a requirement that 1/3 of members of Parliament need to be present for business to be transacted on the floor of the House. So once a quorum is constituted, we do expect business of the House to resume. And just before we cross back to the floor of the House, I was given details of a question for oral answer that is expected to be asked by Mr. Joseph Sanje Mbawala, Member of Parliament, and this question will be directed to the Minister of Agriculture. And we also expect 2 other questions for oral answer understanding order 80 to be considered on the floor of the House.
Yes, so we have question 156 coming from Mrs. Majori Nakakonda, Isoka, Member of Parliament, to ask the Minister of Science. Towers were constructed in Isoka district from 2021 to 2024 year by year. When the towers will be constructed in the following areas in the district. These are Milongo, Loluangwa, Mpungu, Kanyala, and Kachete Chiefdom. See, when the communication towers at the following location I beg your pardon, would be operationalized, Ngozi and Longwe, and D, what the cause of the delay in operationalizing the towers at sea is.
Yes, indeed. We also expect question 157 to be asked by Mr. Christopher Kangombe, convinced Member of Parliament, to the Minister of Water Development and Sanitation. He wants to know in A, when the dilapidated water pipes in the following areas in Kanfinsa Parliamentary constituency will be replaced: Ndeke Village, Ndeke Changa, Natwange. In B, what the estimated cost of the project is, who the contractor for the project is, to supply water to Kanfinsa and Pusakile parliamentary constituencies, and in E, if the company's operational capacity has not been expanded, why? And we also expect a message from the President that's on the reconsideration of the closed circuit television public protection bill, National Assembly Bill number 1 of 2025. Thereafter, other order of the day includes the Teaching Profession Bill, National Assembly Bill number 14 of 2025, which will be considered at committee stage. So that's the business that we expect the House to consider. Keep watching Parliament Television.
Honorable Member for Mendoza, can you help us by rounding up honorable members who come in the House? I know you are very good at that. We have the quorum. Order, honorable members. When business was suspended, the House was considering question number 153 on the order paper, asked by the honorable member from Frida, and the honorable member for Kankoyo was about to ask a supplementary question. May the honorable member continue.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, allow me to extend my deepest condolences to the Kapembwa family, who was a teacher and taught my firstborn son, but took advantage of the good policies under the New Dawn government through the skills training programs to do a course in mining, worked on for 13 days and met his fate underground. It's a sad story for the family, looking at the loss they have suffered. Madam Speaker, before we had an investor in Mopani, every year I was going to the mine, visited the miners, got their concerns. They also gave us first-hand information on the dangers which the mine was facing that time when we didn't have an investor. This helped us to have first-hand information to give feedback to the ministers and the policymakers to ensure that we could save that mine by having an investor, which we have now. However, Madam Speaker, my question is on, ever since we had an investor at Mopani, it has been very difficult for me to go back and visit the mine to understand and appreciate the challenges the mine may be having. I've written 2 letters. The response I get, they're waiting for the shareholders to approve for me to go into the mine. The recent one was in January, where the response was given but hasn't been allowed. This has led to us, the lawmakers, a bit distant ourselves from the operation. Then it becomes difficult to defend the government when there's such a problem. Is it the New Dawn's government policy for investors not to allow lawmakers to visit the areas of interest so that we can easily defend the government when there's such a situation? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Mines and Minerals Development.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member, for alerting us on that matter. Madam Speaker, I will find out why it is happening like that with Mopani. It's not the intention of this government to let investors not allow elected leaders to be able to visit mines or visit any investment for that matter. So, Madam Speaker, I will take that up and find out why it is happening like that. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Member from Frida.
Thank you very much once again, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, part 3 of the question was trying to find out what compensation is being provided to the bereaved families, and your response is that the compensation will be based on the statutory provisions as the law states. But we all know that the statutory provisions for compensation are very, very low. We need to realize that these families have lost their breadwinners, and without adequate compensation, they are condemned to destitution. I know that the government in the past, when there have been calamities, the government has gone beyond the statutory provisions in order to cushion the hardships of the families in tragedy. Honorable Minister, I can give examples. When we had about 15 miners trapped and later found dead somewhere along Mufrida and Dola Road, the government did not just support the families based on the law. The government had to pay, if I remember, I think 15,000 kwacha to each family. That was outside of the law. So my question is, isn't there consideration to support the affected families, who apparently are not as many as the example that I have given, so that they do not just end up with peanuts based on the legal provision of compensation? Can the government prepare a package and visit these families and give them so that they can find their way ahead, having lost the breadwinners? I submit, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Mines and Minerals Development.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Member. Madam Speaker, the issues of compensation are as defined by the law. And here, as we sit, we are the lawmakers. And if we've seen that how the law has been promulgated, it cannot give a sufficient compensation to our people. We are the lawmakers here, Madam Speaker. We can come and bring an amendment so that people can be compensated properly. So we are confined by what the House does. If the House, passes a law that compensates people the way it is happening now, the House can still revisit that so that government is not bound, or the businesses are not bound by what the law stipulates. So it's incumbent upon all of us that are members of the House to come and revisit the law and say compensation is not enough. I do agree with you that loss of life, there is no life loss that can be compensated by any amount of money. But at least families should remain with something that probably should educate the children that the father would have, done for them if they were alive. So I think as MPs, let's really look at these laws and see if we can change them and make them compensate people appropriately. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Member for Shwangandu.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker, and I appreciate the responses coming from the Minister. Honorable Minister, obviously the concern that the frequency of these accidents, especially the recent ones, the fatal one where someone was overrun by that heavy machine underground, and the previous one happened in the space of 24 hours. What does that say to the mine safety record of this Mopan mine, which has been very well known for its safety? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Mines and Minerals Development.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker, and thank you, Honorable Senior Member, Honorable Kampiongo, for that very important question. Madam Speaker, as was said on this House today by one of the speakers and myself, is that when you look at the contractor that is involved, Reliant Mining, they've been mining at Mopani and other mines for over 20 years. And when you look at their record, in terms of grading, they've been one of the best performing contractors in terms of safety at various mines where they operate. They do operate in KCM, they do operate in Mopani and other mines. Their record has been very good. So really what has happened is something that needs to be investigated, whether at some point maybe they thought they are too good in terms of keeping safety and somehow they dropped the gun. So we really need to find out, and how that it happened, like you are saying, is quite unfortunate and alarming. And I've been calling the CEO of Mopani and team to really get to the bottom of why it can happen the way it is happening and with the same contractor. So Madam Speaker, as government, yes, we are concerned, and we will get the true facts as to why it has happened the way it has happened with one of our best contractors in the country right now. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Questions for oral answer under Standing Order 80. The Honorable Member for Kasanengwa. The Honorable Member has not logged in.
Speaker, thank you very much for the opportunity. The people of Kasanengo would like to ask question number 154. Thank you.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Local Government and Rural Development.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much. The Member of Parliament for Kasanengwa Parliamentary constituency asks the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, when the construction of the office infrastructure for Kasenengwa Town Council commence, what the estimated cost of the project is, and what the estimated timeline for the completion of this project. Madam Speaker, last year, the Constituency Development Committee of Kasenengwa sat to prioritize, among others, the construction of this office infrastructure for Kasenengwa Town Council. Initially, the council, where the Honorable Member of Parliament is part to the CDF committee, had set aside 5 million kwacha to commence the works. Upon realizing the presidential directive that we have to do the 2 megawatts per constituency, this figure, Madam Speaker, the committee, which the area member of Parliament asking about, search and revise the 5 million to 2.5. They realized that the presidential constituency energy initiative needed a colossal sum of 10 to reduce their budget for the construction of this office infrastructure from 5 million to 2.5. So they have 2.5 to start the first phase of these offices, which was allocated by the Constituency Development Fund. So the first phase will be completed in 4 months, worth 2.5 million kwacha. The estimated cost of the whole office infrastructure, Madam Speaker, is 5 kwacha. Right now, the Kasenengwa Council intends to write to the ministry to request for further funding outside CDF for them to complete the office infrastructure. So what will happen, Madam Speaker, once we receive the letter, we shall engage Ministry of Finance for the release of about 12.5 million kwacha for Kasenengwa to complete the office block. The willingness from our part is there to say what they have started under CDF, the ministry will push Ministry of Finance for the release of the balance. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Supplementary questions is a constituency based, so we'll go very quickly. Honorable Member for Kasenengwa.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much for this opportunity one more time. I want to state, Madam Speaker, here that this question was taken to the journals before, sometime last year, before the CDF sat in December. However, Madam Speaker, I want to appeal to Kasenengwa Local Council to stop misleading the minister. The information that he has given here has come from our local authority. In that meeting, under so much difficult conditions, we allocated the 3 million, not the 5 million. Then there was that directive where we only removed the 500,000 to remain with 2.5. Any other demands, and this discussion is coming up tomorrow, where this 2.5 again will be tempered. That is why we are appealing to central government to help us fund that project, because it's a completely new project. Thank you, Honorable Minister, sir, for youth. I'm appealing to central government to come in on behalf of the people of Kasenengwa and the Kasenengwa Council, that central government should come in and help us construct that greenfield project. And it's beyond 5 million, Madam Speaker. I'm very sad that the people you trust in those offices, Honorable Minister, are misleading you. It's beyond 5 million. Honorable Minister, sir, I appeal through Madam Speaker that you get back to Council, get the actual cost of that project, and please indicate whether government will come in other than just the CDF, I can assure you that that 2.5 will be dismantled again tomorrow because of other serious issues that are coming up in the constituency. When are you going to come back to Kasenengwa and say central government will come in and fund this project, and this is how much we are going to put in outside the CDF? When? Honorable Minister, Madam Speaker, I'm sorry, he's right here, so I'm looking right at his head. So I'm sorry, Madam Speaker, I was looking direct at him. But through you, Madam Speaker, I want to find out from him when he will come back and say, outside the CDF, this is how much central government is going to do. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. I was actually worried that we were going to hit him on the head. The Honorable Minister of Local Government and Rural Development.
Madam Speaker, thank you so much, and I'd like to thank my dear colleague for the follow-up question. Madam Speaker, the information that I have is exactly what I've said on the floor of the House. So if the local authority in Kasenengwa has decided to give me misleading information, I then don't take it kindly. Because I believe when we are here, we are supposed to give factual information to our dear colleagues so that at least even when they get back, the information is verifiable. So if they had allocated 3 million kwacha, but they reported that it was 5 million kwacha, that in its own is very unfortunate and unfounded. Immediately, we shall be engaging the local authority with him so that we talk to them, we get the true picture. But however, the comforting thing, Madam Speaker, is that 2.5 is already there. So if the local authority there is deciding to tamper with the 2.5, which was already agreed by the CDF committee, that is an offense. That is an offense. So what we are looking at is the ministry say, let Kasenengwa Council write for a 12.5 million kwacha funding to complete the works that they have already started. Tempering of the 2.5 million kwacha, which was already allocated and approved by CDF committee, is not something that we can tolerate. Otherwise, Honorable Member, let engage the council. We shall also to do the needful, write to us, then we shall respond. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. I said it's a constituency based, so we need to make progress. But Honorable Member for Kasenengwa, you are saying it's a green field. I suggest you also visit your fellow members of parliament like Kanchivia and Shiwangandu. They are also greenfield. Find out what they did for their civic center or council offices. They say umwana shenda atasha banyina kunaya. The child who doesn't visit other homes only praises the cooking of the mother. So please go and check how your friends are cooking their meals in Kasenengwa, in Kanchivia and Shiwangandu. I'm talking about them because I've visited and I've seen what they've done. What they've cooked, in other words. Next question, the Honorable Member from Mbabala. Honorable Member from Mbabala, going once, twice, 3 times, the question lapses. We make progress. Next question, the Honorable Member for Isoka, going once.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My question is number 156.
The Honorable Minister of Technology and Science. The Acting Honorable Minister of Technology and Science.
Madam Speaker, the Member of Parliament for Isoka is asking the Minister of Science and Technology the following questions. How many communication towers were constructed in Isoka district from 2021 to 2024, year by year? B, when communication towers will be constructed in the following areas: Milango, Luangwa, Mpunga, Kanyala, and Katietie Chiefdom. C, when the communication towers at the following locations will be operational: Ngozi, Luangwa, and what the cause of the delay in these areas for the towers to be operational, especially in C. Response, Madam Speaker. I wish to inform this august House, government has only previously to construct up to 33 mobile communication towers from the Universal Access Fund, notwithstanding other activities such as the sale of spectrum that have helped increase the number of towers erected annually in the past. This has helped to bring the number of sites working in Isoka district to 14, which is Zamtel sites, and private sector has 12 sites currently on air in Isoka district. During the period of 2021 to 2024, there were no towers constructed in Isoka district. Nevertheless, the government has surveyed several areas in Isoka, such as Longwe Primary School in Itukuta Ward and Ngozi Primary School in Kavandama Ward, respectively, which will be operationalized under the Digital Zambia Acceleration Project. This is under World Bank. B, the government has plans to construct communication towers in all parts of the country. The House may wish to note that sites for construction of towers has been identified in Katietie Chiefdom, Fingolo Community School in Luangwa Ward, and Itapa Community School in Kanyala Ward. The House may further wish to note that these sites will be considered for communication towers construction under future projects when resources are available. See, currently there is no immediate plans to construct communication towers in Milongo and Mpungu areas. However, these sites will be considered for further project phase in the next phase, subject to the availability of funds. Madam Speaker, in D, as I said earlier, communication towers at Ngozi and Lungo will be operational under the Digital Zambia Acceleration Project. This is World Bank funded, which is expected probably to take over this year, which is currently in the primary procurement stage. The delay in operating of these communication towers at Ngozi and Longo has been by the non-availability of funds. However, the government will endeavor to ensure that the two towers are commissioned at the earliest possible time. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. Supplementary questions? The Honorable Member for Isoka.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, I've asked this question because in 2024, that's when your office sent the officers to go and identify where they're supposed to install those towers in Longwe and Ngonzi. But up to now, nothing has happened. That's why I was forced to ask this question, because my people always ask me what is happening. That's why I asked this question. And you are saying there is no money. When are you going to have money so that we can install those towers? Those people have no network. they need network. They also want to benefit just like other places are benefiting. I submit, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Acting Minister of Technology and Science.
Madam Speaker, these two areas, Ngozi and Longwe, this is where I'm saying this is under the World Bank funded project, and I said, you know, the procurement process has started. So this is not like directly government, but we're working with the World Bank to make sure that the procurement is done, and then we will be on those sites to construct the towers. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Member for Lunte.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Just wanted to clarify with the Honorable Minister whether this World Bank program is a grant to the Republic of Zambia or it is a loan to the government. Thank you, Madam.
That question is unrelated, and also you are asking the wrong minister. That is a question for the Minister for Finance. And since it's not related, we will not allow it. The Honorable Member for Isoka.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, what assurance can you tell my people so that they can be aware that those towers will be installed any time from now? What assurance are you going to tell my people, my good people of Isoka? I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Technology and Science, acting.
Madam Speaker, we are listening government and the processes have already started, and I said some of these sites, some of them they are under the World Bank funded project, and then government will continue as we fund through our budget. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Next question, the Honorable Member for Kamfisa.
Madam Speaker, the privilege and honor is mine to ask question number 157 to the Minister of Water.
Thank you. The Honorable Minister of Water Development and Sanitation.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the Honorable Kangombe asked the Minister of Water Development and Sanitation, A, when the dilapidated water pipes in the following areas of Kamfisa constituency will be replaced: 1, Ndeke Village; 2, Ndeke Changa; 3, Natwange. B, what the estimated cost of the project is. C, who the contractor of the project is. D, whether government has expanded the operational capacity of Ndeke Water Distribution Center to enable the facility to supply water to Kamfisa and Usakile parliamentary constituencies. And E, if the company's operational capacity has not been expanded, why? Madam Speaker, in response to the questions asked by Honorable Kangombe, I wish to inform members of the House that in A, government has commenced the replacement and rehabilitation of dilapidated water pipes through Kana Water and Storage Company in a broad program of rehabilitating aged infrastructure, reducing water losses, and delivering safe and reliable services. In Ndeke Village, government through Kana Water has been replacing and upgrading old pipelines. To date, 5.1 kilometers out of the planned 11.6 kilometers have been replaced, improving water supply to over 1,500 residents in the Gordon's Corner H section and Justin Kawe areas. 2, Ndeke Changa, government has replaced about 2.1 kilometers out of the 3.5 kilometer pipeline, benefiting over 800 residents. In Atwange, government has extended the piped water supply network through a project valued at 6 million kwacha, benefiting almost 10,000 residents. Additionally, technical assessments for the replacement of dilapidated pipelines are underway, and the cost will be determined before the close of this exercise. The replacement works are expected to commence in the second or third quarter of this year. This is a second phase. What I've outlined, Madam Speaker, here is in the first phase, and the second phase is coming to complete the remaining works. Madam Speaker, the estimated investment for the rehabilitation and expansion of water infrastructure in Kamfisa is broken down as follows. 1, Ndeke Village and Ndeke Changa in this area, 1.3 million has been spent this far. In Natwange, 6 million has been spent on replacing rehabilitated pipelines. To augment water supply during peak periods in Ndeke H and Changa, government has constructed 2 water schemes at a cost of 1.2 million kwacha each. 1.2 million kwacha. Each of these schemes consists of a high-yield commercial borehole, a solar-powered submersive pumping unit, as well as storage. This intervention has taken care of an additional 1,200 residents of the 2 areas, thereby strengthening overall water security in Ndeke. Madam Speaker, on the contractor's works, this is the main contract which will bring a lot of water security to the people of Nkana. As for the contractors who are engaged to undertake the respective works in Ndeke Village, Ndeke Changa, and Natwange, government implemented the works through Nkana. Sorry, Madam Speaker. Yes, government has expanded the operational capacity of the Ndeke Water Distribution Center to enable the facility to supply water to Kamfisa and Lusakile constituencies through the Nkana Water Supply and Sanitation Project, which was rescoped at almost $60 million. So the existing storage system at Ndeke Distribution Center, which comprises 2 underground water tanks totaling 8,600 meter cubed, are undergoing construction works. Under the works, more storage capacity will also be done, and the total storage capacity will increase to about 21,600 meter cubed. These works, Madam Speaker, are at 23% completion. I'm pleased to also let the House know, Madam Speaker, that out of the $60 million, $40 million has been paid by this government, and works indeed are scheduled to be commissioned in April 2026. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you. Supplementary questions. The Honourable Member for Kamfisa.
Madam Speaker, once again I want to thank your office for the question. This is not the first time that Honourable Minister is that certain sections of Ndeke Village and Ndeke Changa have had pipes replaced. And I think that this should have been in 2022. The last 2 years, Minister, we've had no activity in terms of replacing the bigger majority of houses. I want to find out, Madam Speaker, as my first follow-up question to the Minister. Minister, when will the entire constituency, especially those areas that I've mentioned, not just the 2 sections you've cited, because in your response, you've mentioned Justin Kawe area and you've mentioned Gordon's corner area. Those are the only 2 sections that have been attended to, and that was 2022. So when the constituency get new pipes so that when the water tank is running into the residential area. Thank you.
Minister of Water Development and Sanitation.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. As I clearly come up with a combination of solutions, one from several schemes we have done and we are going to do in these areas, as well as the main project, which is the Nkana expansion project. We envisage that by May 2026, the people of Nkana will see improved water supply. Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. The Honourable Member for Kamfisa.
Madam Speaker, I want to take advantage of this very important question on the pipes and on the water tank project. Minister, in your response, you have indicated that at Ndeke Changa modern area, there's a water scheme that has been done and one at Wesley Nyerenda. You are aware, Minister, that from the Constituency Development Fund, we've been able to allocate, I think now we are exceeding almost 15 to 18 million kwacha in terms of our different model of the water scheme, compared to the smaller water schemes that Nkana Water has been able to do. I want to find out from you, Minister, is there money that the ministry is providing to this particular constituency called Kamfinsa to supplement the money that we've been able to provide using local resources? Is there provision through your budget as ministry? Yes, I know it's government, but CDF is local determined project. So I'm asking the minister, is there funding under the Ministry of Water that you can make available to supplement what the local decision makers are making through the Constituency Development Fund, so that we can actually have a solution that sorts out the water tank problem, but also have a local solution in places where they have no access to water? Madam Speaker, I'm emphasizing this issue because we do not have in our constituency. I thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Minister of Water Development and Sanitation.
Madam Speaker, let me thank the Member of Parliament for this very, very important question. And please listen to me carefully so that you help in explaining to our people. Indeed, you have done very well with CDF. We've also supplemented with small schemes from the ministry. But more important, actually, Honorable Madam Speaker, Kamfinsa constituency, I think, is receiving the biggest share of funds from the ministry. This project, this $60 million project, the 40 million has been paid through the ministry. So these are direct funds from the ministry. It's not a loan. So the Ministry of Finance is supporting the Ministry of Water to manage this project, to pay for this project. So far, as I've said already, $40 million has been paid to the contractor Chico. And Chico is on course to finish this project, by May 2026. As we speak, the project is at over 93% completion. Madam Speaker, this is the status, and really I would invite the Honourable Member of Parliament to come to the office as well so that we discuss more. But the truth of the matter is that Kamfinsa, and maybe should say Kitwe District and the whole of Copper Belt, will benefit greatly from what government is doing right now. The $40 million, I must repeat, the main beneficiaries are Kamfinsa. Even this distribution network we are talking about is in Kamfinsa. The huge storage capacity we are talking about, I think I mentioned the storage capacity of 21,600 meter cubed, is in Kamfinsa. Madam Speaker, I thank you.
Thank you very much. The clerk will now read the message from the President.
Message from the President of the Republic of Zambia. Reconsideration of the Closed-Circuit Television Public Protection Bill, National Assembly Bill number 1 of 2025. Pursuant to the powers vested in me under Article 66(1)(b) of the Constitution of Zambia, I hereby refer the Closed-Circuit Television Public Protection Bill 2025 back to the National Assembly for reconsideration on the following grounds. 1. Right to privacy. The bill does not adequately provide safeguards governing the collection, use, storage, and protection of CCTV footage. This omission poses a real risk of intrusion into the private lives of citizens and may result in violations of the right to privacy as guaranteed under the Constitution. 2, the need for wider public and stakeholder consultation. The far-reaching implications of surveillance legislation on constitutional rights and civil liberties, the bill requires wider consultation with key stakeholders, including the public, civil society, and relevant experts, before it can be considered for enactment into law. In view of the foregoing, I am of the considered view that the bill in its current reconsideration in the National Assembly. taking into account the concerns raised herein and the necessity for broader consultation prior to any further legislative action. Signed, Hakainde Hichilema, President of the Republic of Zambia.
Thank you. Thank you. All the honorable members, this collective responsibility. And we are glad that there is another eye which looks at whatever we are doing. So the bill, together with the message from the President, stands referred to the Committee on National Security and Foreign Affairs. The committee is required to submit its report on the bill to the House in due course. Honorable members who wish to make submissions on the bill are free to do so within the program of work of the committee. Honorable Member Fonkana, you are free to go and make submissions to the committee. Order. The clerk will now read the order of the day.
The Teaching Profession Bill, National Assembly Bill number 14 of 2025, committee stage.
The House will now resolve into committee.
The Teaching Professional Bill 14 of 2025. Order. Clause 1, short title. Any debate, any objection? Clause 1 is agreed to. Clause 2, interpretation. Any debate, any objection? The question is that Clause 2 stands part of the bill. The Honorable Minister of Education.
Chairperson, I beg to move that Clause 2 be amended with words as circulated.
The question is that Clause 2 be amended with words as circulated. Any debate, any objection? Amendment is agreed to. Clause 2 as amended. Any further debate? Clause 2 as amended stands part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say aye. Of the contrary say no. The ayes have it. The question is resolved in the affirmative. Clause 2 as amended is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 3, continuation of Teaching Council of Zambia. Any debate, any objection? Clause 3 is agreed to. Clause 4, function of council. Any debate, any objection? The question is that Clause 4 stands part of the bill. The Honorable Minister of Education.
Chairperson, I beg to move that Clause 4 be amended with words as circulated.
The question is that Clause 4 be amended with words as circulated. Any debate, any objection? Amendment is agreed to. Clause 4 as amended. Any further debate? I see none. I put the question. The question is that Clause 4 as amended stands part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say aye. Of the contrary say no. The ayes have it. The question is resolved in the affirmative. Clause 4 as amended is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 5, constitution of the bill. Any debate, any objection? The question is that Clause 5 stands part of the bill. The Honorable Minister of Education.
Chairperson, I beg to move that Clause 5 be amended with words as circulated.
The question is that Clause 5 be amended with words as circulated. Any debate, any objection? Amendment agreed to. Clause 5 as amended. Any further debate? I see none. I put the question. The question is that Clause 5 as amended stands part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say aye. Of the contrary say no. The ayes have it. The question is resolved in the affirmative. Clause 5 as amended is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 6, functions of board.
Any debate, any objection? Clause 6 is agreed to. Clause 7, registrar, deputy registrar and other staff. Any debate, any objection? The question is that clause 7 stands part of the bill. The Honorable Minister of Education.
Chairperson, I beg to move that clause 7 be amended with words as circulated.
The question is that clause 7 be amended with words as circulated. Any debate, any objection? Amendment is agreed to. Clause 7 as amended. Any debate? I see none. I put the question. The question is that clause 7 as amended stands part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. Of the contrary say no. The ayes have it. The question is resolved in the affirmative. Clause 7 as amended is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 8, classes of membership. Any debate, any objection? Clause 8 is agreed to. Clause 9, prohibition of employment or practicing without registration. Any debate and objection? The question is that clause 9 stands part of the bill. The Honorable Minister of Education.
I beg to move that clause 9 be amended with words as circulated.
The question is that clause 9 be amended with words as circulated. Any debate and objection? Amendment is agreed to. Clause 9 as amended. Any further debate? I see none. I put the question. The question is that clause 9 as amended stands part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. Of the contrary say no. The ayes have it. The question is resolved in the affirmative. Clause 9 as amended is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 10, application for registration as teacher. Any debate, any objection? Clause 10 is agreed to. Clause 11, determination of application for registration as teacher. Any debate, any objection? Clause 11 is agreed to. Clause 12, certificate of registration. Any debate, any objection? Clause 12 is agreed to. Clause 13, disqualification from registration. Any debate, any objection? Clause 13 is agreed to. Clause 14, change in details. Any debate, any objection? Clause 14 is agreed to. Clause 15, suspension or cancellation of registration. Any debate, any objection? Clause 15 is agreed to. Clause 16, re-registration. Any debate, any objection? Clause 16 is agreed to. Clause 17, prohibition of practicing without valid practicing certificate. Any debate, any objection? The question is that clause 17 stands part of the bill. The Honorable Minister of Education.
I beg to move that clause 17 be amended with words as circulated.
The question is that clause 17 be amended with words as circulated. Any debate and objection? Amendment is agreed to. Clause 17 as amended. Any further debate? I see none. I put the question. The question is that clause 17 as amended stands part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say aye. Of the contrary, say no. The ayes have it. The question is resolved in the affirmative. Clause 17 as amended is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 18, practicing certificate. Any debate and objection? Clause 18 is agreed to. Clause 19, renewal of practicing license. Any debate and objection? Clause 19 is agreed to. Clause 20, suspension or cancellation of practicing certificate. Any debate and objection? Clause 20 is agreed to. Clause 20, maintenance of non-practicing teacher on register. Any debate and objection? Clause 21 is agreed to. Clause 22, prohibition of transfer of certificate of registration or practicing certificate. Any debate and objection? Clause 22 is agreed to. Clause 23, duplicate certificate of registration or practicing certificate. Duplicate certificate of registration or practicing certificate. Any debate and objection? Clause 23 is agreed to. Clause 24, surrender of cancelled certificate of registration or practicing certificate. Any debate and objection? Clause 24 is agreed to. Clause 25, register. Any debate and objection? Clause 25 is agreed to. Clause 26, publication of copies of register. Any debate and objection? Clause 26 is agreed to. Clause 27, offense relating to registration, etc.
Any debate, any objection? Clause 27 is agreed to. Clause 27, administration of license examination. Any debate, any objection? Clause 28 is agreed to. Clause 29, application Clause 9, application for licensure examination. Any debate, any objection? Clause 29 is agreed to. Clause 30, prohibition of offering continuing professional development program for teachers without accreditation. Any debate, any objection? Clause 30 is agreed to. Clause 31, application for accreditation as continuing professional development program provider. Any debate, any objection? Clause 31 is agreed to. Clause 32, renewal of certificate of accreditation. Any debate, any objection? Clause 32 is agreed to. Clause 33, variation of certificate of accreditation. Any debate, any objection? Clause 33 is agreed to. Clause 34, surrender of certificate of accreditation. Any debate, any objection? Clause 34 is agreed to. Clause 35, transfer of certificate of accreditation. Any debate, any objection? Clause 35 is agreed to. Clause 36, suspension of cancellation of certificate of accreditation. Any debate, any objection? Clause 36 is agreed to. Clause 37, continuing professional development. Any debate, any objection? Clause 37 is agreed to. Clause 38, code of ethics. Any debate, any objection? Clause 38 is agreed to. Clause 39, professional misconduct. Any debate, any objection? Clause 39 is agreed to. Clause 40, initiation of disciplinary action. Any debate, any objection? Clause 40 is agreed to. Clause 41, disciplinary committee. Any debate, any objection? The question is that Clause 41 stands part of the bill. The Honorable Minister of Education.
I beg to move that Clause 41 be amended with words as circulated.
The question is that Clause 41 be amended with words as circulated. Any debate, any objection? Amendment is agreed to. Clause 41 as amended. Any further debate? I see none. I put the question. The question is that Clause 41 as amended stands part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. Of the contrary say no. The ayes have it. The question is resolved in the affirmative. Clause 41 as amended is ordered to stand part of the bill. Clause 42, functions of disciplinary committee. Any debate, any objection? Clause 42 is agreed to. Clause 43, proceedings of disciplinary committee. Any debate, any objection? Clause 43 is agreed to. Clause 44, powers of disciplinary committee. Any debate, any objection? Clause 44 is agreed to. Clause 45, sanctions of professional misconduct by disciplinary committee. Any debate, any objection? Clause 45 is agreed to. Clause 46, report by disciplinary committee. Any debate, any objection? Clause 46 is agreed. Clause 47, rules relating to disciplinary proceedings. Any debate, any objection? Clause 47 is agreed to. Clause 46, inspectors. Any debate, any objection? Clause 48 is agreed to. Clause 49, power of entry, search and inspection. Any debate, any objection? Clause 49 is agreed to. Clause 50, false or misleading statement. Any debate, any objection? Clause 50 is agreed to. Clause 51, appeals. Any debate, any objection? Clause 51 is agreed to. Clause 52, jurisdiction over acts committed outside Republic. Any debate, any objection? Clause 52 is agreed to. Clause 53, offenses by principal officer of the board, corporate or corporate board. Any debate, any objection? Clause 53 is agreed to. Clause 54, general penalty. Any debate, any objection? Clause 54 is agreed to. Clause 55, administrative penalty. Any debate, any objection? Clause 55 is agreed to. Clause 56, no execution on council or property of council. Any debate, any objection? Clause 56 is agreed to. Clause 57, guidelines. Any debate, any objection? Clause 50 is agreed to. Clause 58, regulations. Any debate, any objection? The question is that Clause 58 stands part of the bill. The Honorable Minister of Education.
I beg to move that clause 58 be amended with words as circulated.
The question is that clause 58 be amended with words as circulated. Any debate and objection? Amendment agreed to. Clause 58 as amended. Any further debate? I see none. I put the question. The question is that clause 58 as amended stands part of the bill. As many as of that opinion say aye. Of the contrary say no. The ayes have it. The question is resolved in the affirmative. Clause 58 as amended stands part of the bill. Clause 59, appeal of Act number 5 of 2013 and savings and transitional provisions. Any debate, any objection? Clause 59 is agreed to. First schedule on page 32. Any debate, any objection? First schedule on page 32 is agreed to. Second schedule on page 37. Any debate, any objection? Second schedule on page 37 is agreed to. Long title. Any debate? Any objection? Long title is agreed to. The bill will be reported to the House as having passed through the committee with amendments. Madam Speaker, I have to report to the House that the Committee of the whole House has gone through the Teaching Professional Bill, National Assembly Bill number 14 of 2025 with amendments.
Day for consideration of the report.
Tuesday, 10th February 2026, Madam Speaker.
Consideration of the report to be taken on Tuesday, 12th February 2026. The acting leader of government business. So, 10th? Okay, 10th February, sorry. 10th February 2026, Tuesday. The acting leader of government business, adjournment.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I beg to move that the House do now adjourn.
The question is that the House now adjourns. Any debate? Any objection? The question is agreed to. The House is now adjourned.
Adjourned, and we now take a look at business that has been considered from the time business commenced.
Yes, indeed, the business commenced at 9 hours, and Madam Speaker made an announcement in which he informed the House that the Electoral Commission of Zambia has organized a meeting with all members of Parliament to discuss the Commission's readiness and a roadmap for the delimitation exercise, which will involve the alignment of wards and creation of 70 new constituencies. The meeting will take place on 10th of February 2026 from 09 hours to 11 hours in the amphitheater right here at Parliament main building.
Yes, indeed, and thereafter there were two ministerial statements that were considered on the floor of the House. The first ministerial statement was rendered by the acting leader of government business, that's Honorable Jack J. Mwimbu, and the ministerial statement was on the application of Articles 57 of the Constitution of Zambia following the demise of Mpika District Council Chairperson, and this was brought up due to an urgent matter without notice, which was raised by the Member of Parliament for Shiwangandu, Honorable Stephen Kampyongo.
The acting leader of our government did say that the mandate to conduct elections is vested in the Electoral Commission of Zambia, adding that, however, the Commission's duty to conduct a by-election is strictly contingent upon lawful occurrence of a vacancy and a subsequent formal notification.
Yes, indeed, and the acting leader of government business did state that the Commission received formal notification of the vacancy in Mpika on 4th February 2026. He further stated that Article 158 of the Constitution of Zambia Amendment Act Number 2 of 2016 is instructive. It requires that a by-election be held in accordance with Article 57, which stipulates such an election must occur within 90 days of the vacancy.
The acting leader of government did remind the House that Article 57(2) of the Constitution, which serves as a mandatory stay on election, states a by-election shall not be held within 108-day period that precedes a general election.
He further stated that as per Article 56(1), the 2026 general election is set for the second Thursday of August, which is 13th August 2026. Consequently, the 180-day blackout period for by-elections commences on 14th February 2026. This means that any by-election must be fully concluded not later than 13th February 2026.
He added that with the vacancies having been reported on 4th February, the Commission is left with a window of only 9 days before the constitutional bar takes effect.
And in going further, the acting leader of government business did state that holding a credible by-election within such a time frame is logistically and legally impracticable, and the Electoral Process Act number 35 of 2016 prescribes mandatory procedures that cannot be compressed into 9 days. And he did mention some of which include providing sufficient public notice regarding statutory periods for the filing of nominations, training of the returning officer and assistance in readiness for the conduct of candidate nominations.
Engaging aspiring candidates on the nomination requirements and procedures, the conduct of nominations during which candidates file their nomination papers, and the Commission verifies their eligibility, a meaningful campaign period to ensure a fair and democratic environment where candidates can engage the electorate.
Yes, indeed, and he went on to conclude that rushing the process would jeopardize the integrity of the vote, but would also likely violate the rights of candidates to an adequate campaign. He said the remaining window is insufficient to satisfy the statutory requirements of a free and fair election, and so about to enter the constitutionally prohibited 180-day window, no by-election will be held for the Mpika Town Council Chairperson.
Yes, indeed, and right now we focus our attention to the next ministerial statement, which was rendered by the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Ruben Mutoro Piri, who rendered a ministerial statement and gave an update on Food Reserve Agency payments of farmers who supplied maize during the 2025 crop marketing season.
Yes, indeed, and the minister in his statement began by stating that during the 2025 crop marketing season, the FRA had planned to purchase 543,000 metric tons of maize at a total cost of 3,692,400,000. However, government encouraged farmers to produce more, and they responded to the call, and therefore there's been overwhelming response from farmers. The bumper harvest was obtained, and the need to ensure that farmers got a fair price for the maize, and the need to secure the maize obtained by the farmers.
The minister added that as at 15th January 2026, government had disbursed a total of 11,348,474,000 to the banks for farmers' payments, leaving no balance outstanding.
In his statement, the minister went on to state that government remains resolute in securing export markets to offload the maize surplus currently held by the FRA to support timely financial obligations and preparedness for the upcoming marketing season.
Yes, indeed. So that was the ministerial statement which was delivered by Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Ruben Mutoro Piri.
And the House went on to consider a question for oral answer, understanding Order 82, and that's a question of urgent matter. And this question did come from Mr. Gordon Mwila, Mufdira Member of Parliament. It was directed to the Minister of Mines and Minerals Development, Joe.
Yes, indeed. So he wanted to find out the causes and continued mining fatalities recorded at Mopani mines in Kitwe in the recent past, and also what urgent measures the government is taking to safeguard lives of miners at Mopani copper mines and other mining operations. So in answering, the minister did say that inadequate supervision, weak contractor management, some of the causes of continued mining fatalities recorded at Mopani copper mines in Kitwe and Mufurira in the recent past. So on the measures, the minister said that suspension of operations at the affected sites and preventive measures for erring officers have been undertaken.
Yes, indeed, and in C on what compensation is provided to families that lose loved ones, that lost loved ones in mining fatalities by the mining entities, the minister did respond that this will be done through Wakers Compensation Fund Control Board. Thereafter, the House did proceed to consider questions for oral answer. Understanding Order 80, these are questions of ordinary nature, and the House did consider 3 questions. 1 question lapsed, the member being absent. That was question 155. And just now I gave you the details of question 154 that was asked by Mr. Philemon Twasa, Kasenengwa Member of Parliament. This question was directed to the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development. He wanted to know in A, when construction of the office infrastructure for Kasenengwa Town Council will commence. The minister did respond that the works would commence in 4 months' time. In B, what the estimated cost of the project is, the minister did state that the estimated cost of the project is 5 million kwacha. And in C, what the estimated time frame for the completion of the project is, the minister did respond that the ministry has written to the Ministry of Finance to release the funds, and so therefore the time frame can only be known once the funds are availed.
The other question did come from Mrs. Marjorie Nakaponda Isoka, Member of Parliament. She did ask the Minister of Technology and Science how many communication towers were constructed in Isoka district from 2021 to 2024 year by year, and the minister did say that no towers were constructed in the stated period. And in answering part B of the question, which was when towers will be constructed in the following areas, the minister said that our government has plans to construct towers across the country.
Yes, indeed. And the House went on to consider the other business that was on the order paper, and there was a message from the President that was delivered on the floor of the House, and the message was on the reconsideration of the Closed Circuit Television Public Protection Bill, National Assembly Bill number 1 of 2025. The bill has since been referred to the Committee on National Security and Foreign Affairs, and the committee is expected to bring a report to the House in due course.
Thereafter, the House did consider the Teaching Professional Bill, National Assembly Bill number 14 at a committee stage, and it passed the committee stage with amendments. Report to be taken on 10th of February 2026.
And that concludes the business that has been considered today by the House. Joe?
Yes, indeed. It has also on behalf of our two sign language interpreters, Chola Kauma and Jason Nanda, and of course my co-presenter, Taza Piri. My name is Joe Mwendakatama. Continue watching Parliament TV as we endeavor to bring Parliament closer to you. Good afternoon.
What is cholera? Cholera is a diarrheal disease. A person with cholera will have severe diarrhea and vomiting. The stool will be watery, like rice water. The patient will become dehydrated due to loss of body fluids. The patient may die within 12 hours if he or she does not get proper medical treatment. How can one get cholera? Drinking untreated or contaminated water, eating foods with contaminated, dirty hands, or using utensils washed with